Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
For me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
What we go to eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss we eat the yellow rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must man to statue. Say me like a cashew, but me got in a figure you. Take this spit of money, girl, and say that is not you. One day the man above end up, him a got stop it. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me,
300% raise.
it burn me,
Garbage pile up the day.
it burn me,
Give the teacher them
it
raise.
burn me,
I see corruption
it
face.
burn me,
Mash down the people them house.
it burn me,
Every day appear arms out.
it burn me,
Appear money them a thief.
it burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our river. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like people themselves.
It burn me,
On them treat the market man.
it burn me,
On them a treat the cat man.
it burn me,
On them treat the peanut man.
it burn me,
On them a treat the dirt man.
it burn me,
On them a treat the son man.
it burn me,
How them a treat policeman?
it burn me,
How them a treat soldier man?
it burn me.
How them a treat everyone?
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we lovely. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, and welcome. It is Friday. Good morning. The year almost done already. Have you prepared for 2025? Are you prepared to interact with the aliens or the intelligent beings of 2025? Or world powers are just playing with us? I don't know. But whatever is going on, it have a lot of people scary and it have a lot of conversation going on. But Alien a come or not, we want our money back. Yes. Alien a come or not, we want our money back. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. Good morning to TikTok. Good morning to YouTube. Not on IG today. Let me check my comments. Beat and teach. Well, go on. Morning. Sharon Bernard, Marcia Thomas, Willidon, Rose, Violet Watson, Jason Kane, RJ, Abinasa Cody, Christine Gilbert. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start with a story. With the Passover Mulvina Revenge. And we hear one of Granny Mulvina daughter with a story. We are going to bring to you the story, but we are going to let you know the story was from over Granny Mulvina. We don't know how credible the story is. Because you know, Granny Mulvina always get certain sources and certain leaks and all that, or the muddy the water game. So it is to be noted that the story is from over Granny Mulvina. But I'll play this for you and then I ask some questions. Another story from Granny Mulvina. I wonder if the Integrity Commission is aware of this. And I wonder under whose leadership of the KSAMC that this breach would have taken place. I wonder if Mayor Swaby, if not known of this situation, if it is true, or if it isn't, Mayor Swaby will be investigating and telling us if the story has any truth to it. Let's listen to what one of Granny Mulvina's daughter was broadcasting yesterday or overnight. Because, you know, things not always credible from over Granny Mulvina's yard. So we have to take it with a pinch of salt and we have to put it forward with caution. It's from over Granny Mulvina's. We haven't heard anybody else with the story yet, but we're bringing the story forward to you because if it's not true, Granny Mulvina and him daughter, them will have to come out here and retract it. Hold on.
The allegations surround a building located at 18 3/4 Lyndhurst Road in Kingston, which was reportedly constructed without the required permit from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC. The building in question bears the logo of the Jackden Group of Companies and houses a medical facility. Councillor Gordon is the chairman of the Jackden Group. The structure also has the word the Dennis Gordon Building written on it. A media launch was held in October this year where Gordon was announced as the chairman of Jackden. At the launch, Councillor Gordon reveals the operation of a medical facility from the building. Gordon is listed on the company's website as its chairman and his son, Dennis Gordon Jr., named as a director. Our news center understands that the probe launched by a law enforcement agency centers on reports that the building reportedly owned by Councillor Gordon's company was built without the required permit from the KSAMC. Investigations are also underway into reports that the senior members of the KSAMC are involved in efforts to retroactively approve the building's construction. Councillor Gordon sits on the KSAMC's building committee, which had responsibility for reviewing permits. The building committee is reportedly scheduled to meet next in early January next year. The allegations and subsequent investigations are raising serious concerns about the integrity of the process and the potential abuse of authority within the KSAMC. Our news center understands that the law enforcement agency, which is investigating the matter, is moving to assess whether Councillor Gordon's position on the building committee, which oversees approvals at the KSAMC, could also present a potential conflict of interest. The council was contacted but declined to comment, directing Nationwide News instead to contact the KSAMC directly.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Councillor Gordon. This is Shepard Campbell from Nationwide News. I just want to speak with you on the record regarding the building located on 18th.
No. A building what?
A building located on 18th Lyndhurst Road that has.
What you want to speak to me about?
I'm asking if you received a permit for the construction from the KSA.
Call the KSA and ask them that.
Okay. Are you on?
All right. No, I'm not speaking to you. I said call the KSMC.
Very well.
All right. You're welcome.
Nationwide News also attempted to contact Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby and KSAMC CEO Robert Hill. Several calls were made to their respective phones between 2 and 4 p.m. with no success. Checks on the KSAMC's website show no such construction being approved. There's, however, a permit listed as pending for 18.5 Lyndhurst Road, the location of an apostolic church. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Quite some convolution, isn't it? But as Christine Gilbert asks, is one of the questions nationwide or KSMC, if there's any truth to this story, needs to tell us. Is it NEPA? Could it be NEPA that is investigating? Who is investigating the breach? Granny Malvina and your children. Oh, my phone is ringing. Never mind. Who is investigating the breach? Which law enforcement agency is investigating the breach that Nationwide is talking about? If Nationwide have so much information, I don't think if a law enforcement agency is investigating a breach, I don't think it's state secret or it shouldn't be any secret. So I don't see why Nationwide would have left that out of the story or left that out of their investigation of the story. Because you contacted the councillor, you said you contacted the KSMC to no avail. But who are the law enforcement agency? If not NEPA, Beaton teacher or someone else, Master Gray, how are you? Can someone assist me in saying what law enforcement agency other than NEPA would be doing such investigation if there is one? The other question, Cliff Hughes, Rosemary Samuels. Given that the other report them, you get leak and you never get leak. This time before this year report you publish. Could it be that you are being used as usual? Kathy, how are you? Could it be, Granny Malvina, that you are being used as usual to throw some span in the woodwork? But we're waiting to see how this particular story develop, if there's any truth to it. if it is something that we will later find out that the Integrity Commission is investigating, or something which has come across the Integrity Commission's desk. But so far, Cliff Hughes alone will hear with this story. And you know, so when there are leaks, and normally over Cliff Hughes, the leak come from. We don't see a lie them I tell, because we don't investigate for ourselves, and we don't know. The counselor didn't want to have the conversation. He directed him to the KCMC. If such a breach took place, it would be important to know, Mayor Swaby, if this breach was done under Mayor Feather, or does it go beyond Mayor Feather? Because certainly this is not something that happened since February when Mayor Swaby took over. So it would have to something that goes back to Mayor Feather or beyond. So if something goes up, Monica Wells, how are you? If something goes up, we hope Nationwide can investigate and develop on them story, rather than showing a piece of bone without meat out here, given that the bigger chunk of the meat nationwide is on the $3 trillion, is on the breach of Estate Bridge, Norman Brown, Andrew Holness son, and Andrew Holness sister, Catherine Happiness. If this is if this is a throw it out there for them to throw on, you see, just like how Marlene Malahou fought, you never hear we talk about Marlene Malahou fought bill for table constitution. You notice we never talk about it? We only raise this for me couldn't know, so we know. But we're not telling you, say I talk about it. Because we said, if it goes so, we're hoping to hear from Mayor Swaby if there is such. Let me hear what, based on the finding of KMC, I did deal with this yesterday.
In the State of the Nation presentation on
on
Friday.
We fed up a PNP with a lopsided talking and not do much. Whatever PNP had planned to do, I hope PNP knows that the powers that be on the international scene has given Andrew an agenda. Andrew has signed up to an agenda with them. And they have a vested interest in making sure Andrew Holness win on the next general election. So no go and play and think because Andrew down in the poll on a PNP safe. Sit down and go and play cat and mouse. And I don't want to play with the best cat. We can't ever play a game. Sit down and play. And you have money for buy election. And you have all sort of corrupt mechanism to bring him a third term. Sit down and play.
I am Senator Professor Floyd Morris, and I'm taking this opportunity to reiterate a call that I made in the State of the Nation presentation on Friday, December 13th, for the chairman of the UDC and the HAJ to resign immediately. And my call is being re-emphasized amidst the revelation from the chairman of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, Mr. Andrew Swady, that Estate Bridge did breach the permit that was granted to them to build 4 two-bedroom houses in Beverly Hills. And we have to make sure that we set consistent standards in governance in our country. It cannot be that one person is removed from their job because they commit a similar offense, and then another because he's connected politically is allowed to go without any consequences for his action. And I am calling upon the chairman of the HAJ and the UDC to let us at least give some semblance of respectability to our democratic processes and systems and do the honorable thing, which is to resign amidst what is coming to the fore now. It is untenable and unacceptable, and it will not repose any confidence in the office holder who is connected to Estate Bridge as one of its directors.
Calling for Norman Brown to resign is not enough. The committees that, the entities that Norman Brown chairs are entities run by the Prime Minister. Norman Brown reports to the Prime Minister. A breach by Norman Brown extends to the Prime Minister when it comes to culpability in public office. It's not enough asking for Norman Brown alone to resign. Why does the PNP think they cannot walk out of Parliament and Andrew Holness having such corruption and conflict of interest with his friend who is leading 2 government entities, 2, not 1, 2, which Norman Brown report directly to Andrew Holness? But goes further, Mr. Morris. What I don't hear any of you asking about, it's whether penalty will be levied at those who carry out these breaches. I don't hear none of you all speaking about penalty. None of you here, if you don't hear, let me know. None of you hear any of them speaking about penalty that should be levied at Mark Barnett or at Estate Bridge. Tightening up enforcement is not enough, because the tightening up of enforcement and crooked, corrupt personnel and public officials make it difficult. If them know them now go face penalty, the most them are going to face is public embarrassment. They're going to continue to commit them crime until them get exposed. But what about penalties? I don't hear in this Norman Brown Estate Bridge saga penalties are being spoken about. Tightening up the laws, the compliance regulation alone is not enough. That alone is not enough. because you're going to have the same corrupt people who will go around the system. We have to make sure people are being penalized, whether it be Estate Bridge or it is Mount Barnett. You cannot just allow people to breach regulations and then no penalty is applied to them. So both Norman Brown and the Prime Minister, the call shouldn't be only for Norman Brown to resign. The call ought to be for both Norman Brown and the Prime Minister to resign. The Prime Minister lacked judgment. You know how serious that it is for politicians who lack judgment, who cannot make a good judgment. That is something that goes against politicians. It goes against their public image. It goes against their trustworthiness. And to have Norman Brown and two state entities, the Integrity Commission have identified the breach. The KSFC has verified the breach took place. And the Prime Minister don't think he should act. Or the Prime Minister don't think that anything the nation is saying really matters. Just like the Prime Minister turned a blind eye to the entire NEPA scandal, you're irritating about me, I go on. How could the Prime Minister avoid the nation on the NEPA scandal? Now another issue fall under the Prime Minister's portfolio. Another breach of the Prime Minister's office holder. Something that the Prime Minister's son is a part of. And nobody, none of the PNP think they should walk out of Parliament on Andrew Holness. They think Andrew Holness, they have credibility for them to stay there with Andrew Holness. But it even go wider to the Labour Party. Pay attention to what's happening in Canada. Everybody, a lot of Justin Trudeau people are jumping ship, are calling out Justin Trudeau, are calling on him to resign. What all of this shows with the Jamaica Labour Party is there's nobody there with integrity. Everybody is corrupt enough to go along with the sinking ship because they think the nation is blinded. The nation cannot see for themselves. The nation cannot see the corruption. The nation cannot see the pilfering of the public budget. The nation cannot afford to buy food anymore. And the PNP think Andrew Holness's credibility going down in the poll is enough for them to sit on their hands to form the next government. Why don't call for a national protest? Is the nation life not at risk? Where Andrew Holness is taking us to? You know, see how the thief in Delford Davis come back out where they defend Andrew. The churches, Christine and PSOJ, they're all in it together. They're all in it together. They're all paid for their silence. At first, me I got wait. Audience, wanna take on Ali. Take him on. Me not go pay attention to him this morning. Wanna take him on in the comment. Because we know say them dunce, you know. And then don't come with nothing sensible other than the box food and the $5,000. So wanna take him on in the comment. Because no matter how them a try to distract we and make it look like Andrew Holness and his criminal son is not culpable. And Andrew Holness is not culpable of one who is dodging his asset in his son's name. If Andrew now push drugs or engage in illegal weapon sale or scamming, the money where Andrew cannot account for in his statutory declaration would have been money swindled out of the $3 trillion. The reason why the rest of Labour MP them can't open their mouth is because they have swindled a lot of money too. Remember from Marsha Simit, 19 million, 16 million of Marsha Simit, 19 million for 2022 cannot be accounted for. One don't like to hear when the word thief used, but one can't account for it, a thief, or a thief. So these are the things that they want to distract us from. They don't want to distract us from the blatant thievery and the corruption and the scamming of this Andrew Holness-led government. Everything that we are saying about Andrew Holness government, you can go to many news sources and verify it. You can go to Auditor General, you can go to Contractor General, Integrity Commission, and everybody. You can go to court ruling. No matter what you come out here and chant and try to defend, there's nothing to defend about Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is a disastrous sinking ship. Andrew Holness is Jamaica's worst criminal leader. We've never had anything like this before. We've never had anything like this before, what we're seeing from Andrew Holness. But you know, so the Labour clan are people that don't have ambition and don't want nothing. As long as them get the box food, the whole of them quite all right and quite comfortable. But we want bigger and better for our country, and we want bigger and better for generations to come. So this is why we cannot sell out the country for box food and $5,000 and little rum and boom and all them something there. The reason why you say Andrew Holness government hasn't accomplished much is because Andrew come with a lot of dunce to Parliament. George Wright and Vaz, what the man from Westmoreland where they are making constituency presentation before Michelle Charles. A whole heap of dunce and a whole heap of worthless people in our Parliament as well. Them only came there to suck on the nation's blood. And Andrew have allowed the whole of them to thief as much as they want. This is why nobody can open their mouth against Andrew and for him crime. Jamaica has never had this before, where a prime minister is referred to by the integrity body for the investigation of financial crimes. These are the disgraceful things that are happening in our country. Our prime minister asset cannot be verified. The prime minister is under investigation for financial crimes. This prime minister, the court has ruled against us carrying out unconstitutional practice. Under this Andrew Holness 8 years of leadership is the most embezzlement, corruption, and criminality we have seen in our parliament. Just look at the rate of people that has fallen from Andrew Holness's government because of the corruption and the thieving. Look how much of them, of Andrew Holness' government, has ended up before the court. Look how much of them in Andrew Holness' regime have escaped justice, but still cannot account for millions and billions of the public purse. You can tell the integrity of the people who come out here and demonize the Integrity Commission to protect or try to defend a prime minister who cannot defend himself. He cannot even speak to the nation. He cannot address us on any. No, we like democracy over here, Kemar. Make the fool make fool of himself. You cannot identify fool if they don't interact with you. If fools don't interact with you, you're not going to identify so them a fool. A.M. Ainsworth, morning. If you run with fool and you silence fool, you won't get the chance to say them a fool. And them won't get the chance to show the world say them a fool. So you have to give them the chance to show the delusion. And you have to understand the delusion of these people now. The prime minister who the whole of them rally around, who the whole of them hype up and praise. You all know that the prime minister is delusional. The prime minister walk and make up a lot of story, lot of sweet mouth things, lots of gimmickry, like tell them say good economic management can yam, and them heal it and believe say a soil go. So there's a lot of them where you have to understand their mindset to what they protect and promote, because you just have to listen to the prime minister and then you understand why they cannot do any better. You have to understand why they cannot do any better, because if they're protecting and cheerleading the prime minister, who is very delusional, talk a lot of nonsense, a lot of BS, you can argue. So don't expect them to come out here and make sense, because if you say wrong and you can't say the thing is wrong, what you're going to do, you're going to make an absolute asshole of yourself trying to justify the wrong that you know is wrong. You see that it is wrong. You identify that it is wrong. But because you're a classic asshole, like you're an asshole on steroid, you have to make a fool of yourself in order to justify. And this is why JLP supporters, I don't know if they understand. It is how they come across when they run out with useless players that go out quickly to defend the prime minister. So you have to make fools make fool of themselves, because if I come to you and tell you say he's a fool, then me not go have anything to present to you to show you say I'm a fool. But there you go, he's in front of you making a fool of himself. So that's why we don't block people. That's why we don't block people. We make them talk and we make them splatter all of what they want to talk about. But what we are talking about is the criminality and the corruption of the Andrew Holness-led regime. John Brown, Ladybug, how are you? Is the criminality of the Andrew Holness-led regime. The breaches at NEPA, the breaches at KSMC, protected by the JLP Mayor Feather, the Prime Minister's son involved in the breach, the Prime Minister's sister, the Prime Minister's close friend and appointee to 2 government agencies. And the Prime Minister would have you believe, or because the JLP them are dunce and them can't read, that, oh, the Integrity Commission is just targeting me. But like you, Prime Minister, who go from zero to hero, because when you graduated from university, you was delinquent in your student loan, and you have become a billionaire overnight. Just like your son, Prime Minister, and don't even go to university yet, never even pick up a pin or a staple. But your son has become a millionaire, developing multi-million-dollar apartment. And it has nothing to do with you because your son, Prime Minister, gained his wealth independently and lawful of the Prime Minister. Isn't it so, Prime Minister? Your son gained his wealth independently and lawfully of the Prime Minister. Lawfully and independent of the Prime Minister. Is that what we're meant to believe? And then it has nothing to do with you. I wonder where your son get the money from to buy out your shares of Estate Bridge, Prime Minister. Thief in Andrew Holness, Patacat, City Post. Where did your son get the money from to buy out the shares in Estate Bridge? I wonder if Andrew Holness' son is in any racketeering, any scamming, or any holding of stolen property, which would be government unaccounted for 3 trillion resources. Adam Holness. City Post. Practical dunce. He's not a good thief, you know, Andrew. He's not a good thief. Make I tell you, make it not a good thief. You always a get catch. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. You always is not a good thief. Can you say good thief? Then make sure them thief with dry finger, Andrew. You thief with the honey tar and everything on your finger. So you left a trap behind you, Andrew. Vaseline your finger before your teeth. So you have to leave a print. Andrew, where did Adam Holness get the money from to buy out shares? If you want the evidence, you have to go a space first. A space the evidence there. Just like how you see America go all the way up, they go take one flag up there and never take up one stone, car back or one handful of mud to show we say as some mud or rock stay upon the moon. Yes, go on a space the proof there. We not going up there because we don't have spaceship and we not beg Russia drive like the American them go up there. So if you want the proof that the Prime Minister is a thief, if you can say the Prime Minister is a thief, you have to go a space. A space you research things to find out the truth or possibilities or capabilities. Go on a space. So Elon can people up the cheap. A shame them not have. Them think them can distract we offer with $3 trillion. It is no different from Mega. We have the big disgrace over the $5,000 on the box food when conference were there. Don't mind them. Them know better than Mega. The whole of them is a bunch of hungry disgrace. Because most of the hungry where you stay are going and them are face it. Because them make them angry so. Because of them same man come out here war. How Andrew Holness not doing anything for them and I hit make the party workers. The whole of them will just stay run behind Andrew. A hungry cast it because of them same one not working for the party. Why the poor delusional man have to walk around a night and a ring bell. A walk and knock on people door a beg vote. A walk and a use NHT money for buy vote. And call it social housing. But because I be a dunce, follow the Labour Party. This is why they've stuck in the past. Every time you bring up something to hold Andrew Holness to account, they go back into the past. So Andrew Holness no do nothing wrong. If Andrew Holness never do nothing wrong, PJ and a Portia never do nothing wrong either. Because we can correct Andrew Holness wrongs now. Andrew Holness have the opportunity to correct all of what he's criticizing. The reason why Andrew can't correct them though is because of all the prime ministers we've gone through. Andrew Holness has been found wanting the most for corruption and thieving. That is what Andrew Holness is being held out for. Corruption and stealing. Hold on there.
Who live up and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these. And while you're entitled to your opinion, women's are set or else black bills. So let me set the record straight.
Hold on there.
5 organs are afraid of these 6 exercises.
I always like the Chinese woman here rant.
They come for drink milk. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these. And while you're entitled to your opinion, women's are set or else black bills. So let me set the record straight. Number 1, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number 2, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hard, but grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back, you, not me, you back to the country which you came. My fellow Jamaicans, may come for drink milk, or be there. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign.
And to intertwine that into the racism that we see advanced by the Labour Party. The blackness, what them own, doesn't have an economic power behind the black chant that you see. We don't want to be ruled by no white people. Patricia Matthews, Glenwood, Steve, Monica Wills. How are you? We don't want a white leader. We now go back to this and we now go back to that. But what does black people, the African descendant, what part of the Jamaica economy do we control? How much of Jamaica land do we control? It's still crown land. The crown can buy it back from we if he want, and we don't have an option. We just have to send it back to the crown. But yet still, Babsy Grange and them think we need to have an education or a national conversation about racism. Why then do we not have the conversation about sharing of wealth? Because all we have at Jamaica as black people is music and violence and slavery. What else have we gotten out of it? Norman Ferguson, how you doing? Echo, Woody Down, Fabian Anderson. What else have we gotten out of the Jamaica where we are owner? See, even we look at supermarket them, with governments themselves, both PNP and Labour, overflood the country with Chinese businesses and run out a whole heap of little man out of the business. Them coming for the stalls as well. Them take over a whole supermarkets them. Them coming for the stalls as well. Because you, the people of Jamaica, don't have a cut out of the Jamaican economy. So the time when the JLP push we down one road to focus on racism, what we focus on is generational wealth, wealth creation, how them share the wealth with us after we work on the plantation and enrich the West. The Labour Party, them, you notice them now ask Andrew about the Summer agreement and the Summer agenda. None of them having that conversation. Them are wait until PNP come in to say a PNP baptize up Jamaica. A PNP sign away Jamaica back to the European Union. They're not talking about those things. There's nothing good about Andrew Holness' government. You turn right, you turn left. Anything Andrew Holness was doing after the 2020 general election, Andrew fell off the wagon. Andrew even fell off the wagon before then. Because within weeks of telling the nation in the middle of COVID that I will not call a general election, Andrew called a general election in the middle of lockdown, spike the virus in the country and kill off many Jamaicans, kill off many health workers. Yes, that Andrew Holness did that. Oh, don't try to get like it never goes so. A long time Andrew Holness a wage war against me. Long time. Andrew Holness signed up to a whole heap of agendas with the American and the European Union. They want to see their agenda actualized. I may tell the PNP, if them don't shape up themselves, Andrew Holness is going to get that third term because he can buy it and he can corrupt it and he have the international cahoots to help him secure in order to protect their agenda. So now sit down and go on fool. Don't mind Andrew Holness and Andrew Holness government signed somehow. Don't mind them. They are going to walk and talk all the nonsense This is where our job is important, to keep educating the people. We now keep brainwashing them like Cliff Hughes, and we now play tit for tat like Cliff Hughes, because if a PNP, we will throw them out here. And if a Labour, we will throw them out here, because the country will say first. Why you don't mention the inflation too? Mention the inflation in a hit too, and the high cost of living. Why you left out that? High cost of living and inflation is a part of Andrew achievement. The road where you just talk about a St. Thomas, did you not see it bus up where there? The debt where you see them a talk about, did they not go and borrow money for the Michael Manley airport, the Norman Manley airport, going in where they figure pay people $20,000 to buy tax? And listen, let me answer you about social housing. When I stop talk about social housing, it's a scandal. What is social housing? In looking for one poverty-stricken family and give them and build a house for them. That's not social housing. That's buying vote. Social housing is where government use public money to build an influx of housing so residents can buy them back. Jamaicans can rent or buy them cheap and affordable. That's what social housing means. Build one house there, one house there. It's not social housing. It's called vote buying. It's called vote buying, or playing mind games with people. Social housing is where you build, use government fund, you build schemes and apartment block. The money where you sell or rent those schemes or apartment block for go into developing more schemes and apartment blocks across the country. And by then, we will solve a lot of the squalid living across our country. Now, move with the dunce and backwards. Never go to school, self, you damn fool. About social housing. Oh, that will not play upon because the family is grateful. So, one family grateful, or a few 1% of Jamaica ghetto-wise capture land family is grateful, and that you not call achievement. If your prime minister was using the National Housing Trust money correctly, like the 600 million when give to Dexim to enrich for themselves, to create wealth for themselves, and Jamaica never get a dime out of it. If the prime minister uses that money and build affordable housing, that rent income could have gone into build more housing. I saw the social housing project go. Hold on, please. Let me just answer my door.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste a must a man to statue. Say me like a cash you, but me got in a figure you. Take this skin money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above him, look him, I got a bet too much. It in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption please.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rough and they down in our river. Member bold honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a mark it like Satan out of hell go mash.
Sorry about that, man, people. We have to go respond to the door. But let me get back to the issue of social housing, because the dummy them always run out with the bullcrap of social housing. Check the American social housing system. If the American government walk and look for one person and build in a one community and build one house, give them. Check the social housing system in the UK. If government walk and build one house, the people. Government use money. Check the Gaddafi, Libyan president. Check his housing, his social housing project. Social housing. Government use state money to build an influx of houses across the country. The generating of the income of those social housing go into the continuous expanding of the social housing project. That is what is social housing. Idiot. Fool. The whole on the Prime Minister, all on, we call this, everybody a laugh at, I know, everybody on the international scene. A laugh at Jamaica when Jamaica see the Prime Minister a walk around and talk about social housing project, you know. It's a laughable thing. It's a vote buying. It's a coercion. Social housing is not giving people free house. Social housing is making sure houses are affordable and accessible. That's what social housing means. It don't mean walk and look somebody give one here, so walk and look somebody give one there, so while 10,000, 1,000 neighbor side of them in a squalid condition. But you hope for them when they come vote for you under the promise that they may get one day too. That's not social housing. You know, under the social housing project, the government ought to allocate to us how much 100 or how much 1,000 apartment or schemes they're going to develop across the country per year in order to meet the housing need. That's what social housing means. So no stop the dunceness. Everybody will laugh down with it. Trust me. Everybody will laugh down with this whole social housing nonsense that we speak about. Because one actually does not understand the concept. There's a concept behind the social housing argument. It's making sure homes are accessible and affordable to the populace. Therefore, we don't have the ghettoized, rundown, zinc fence communities. That was the Michael Manley idea behind social housing, is to take people out of the squalid living by building mass housing so people can have affordable living. The rent income generated goes back into building more houses. That's social housing. But because everything is about buying vote for Uno think Uno can use bullshit and coerce the people and talk about social housing what? Stop it. Uno look stupid and dunce when Uno talk it. It better understand government free house project, but we accept that. But don't call it social housing because Uno get laughed at. See the Pauline quote to the Lord Jesus, what a debacle. To put the court struck down Paula again, because remember they struck her down with you know. To put them struck her back down again. I wonder if Paula Llewellyn and Andrew Holness will be coming to the Privy Council. What a disgrace. I wonder if Paula Llewellyn and Andrew Holness after unconstitutionally ram-raiding through the legislation, they unconstitutionally entrench Paula. Boy, the disgrace of this government. I heard Carlos said this with you, and they need to review the statutory galanging for the national housing, because this is how the housing trust money statutorily collected ought to be spent. If the government build affordable housing, people get them to rent or under a rent to buy scheme. You rent them for a certain amount of years, and then after you become qualified, you have a discount on the purchase price. Dummy, as a social housing go. You stop come out here, come make yourself look like fools. The world a laugh at and one and talk about social housing. At Jamaica first was to come up with this form of social housing. Just like our Jamaica first denounced the phrase mass killing and come up with multiple victim violent incident when mass killing are two words were easier to say, and the Prime Minister have to come up with a whole of 4 to make it sound little less around. Me don't know how him get so much award to have a lesser effect. I don't know. But I thought Andrew Walker can change things. Just like how nothing change mass murder to multiple victim violence in the whole. How the JLP them tolerate them level of dunceness there? And then they still come out here and go, oh, Dr. Andrew Michael Root and Officer Root here. Them come out here, come call them so. I am a boy. I am big. See my name here. My name is Roy. No, sir. This is a disgrace. Disgrace plus tax. Well, you can't even get them to think straight. You can't even get them to follow a concept properly. Because the Prime Minister think the world would think, oh, Andrew Holness is doing good by walking and pick out one cocoa and talk about social housing. How dunce is that? Even in a grave, President Gaddafi, I laugh after Andrew Holness as another black leader. Gaddafi is laughing sick. What the F is this moron talking about? This moron will give the people them backside for nothing. This moron will extend drilling license for drilling and fracking across earthquake and landslide in Jamaica. This moron that take NHT money and give to him friend to build multi-million-dollar apartments, and Jamaica never see a dime a sand grain out of the foundation, and all Jamaica get back for the 650 million is $20 million. And the Holness sign off a secret deal with that as well. Just like Nipa with the Andrew Holness sign a secret deal. Andrew Holness' son, friend, and sister breach building code, and Andrew Holness silence. How much more Jamaica? Andrew Holness team outstanding for 8 years with appropriation account, then say because portion never submit for 3 or 4 years. How much more? The People's National Party don't think it's enough. The whole I get up every day and not talk about socialism. Let me tell Honor and Dirty America something. When you see a pop off America head right now, China have used its socialism policy to move ahead of America. As much as they demonize Cuba and its socialism, America couldn't match Cuba when it comes to healthcare workers. Even under 70 years of embargo and repression, Cuba has managed to do better than Jamaica when it comes to healthcare and education. Test that. I not talk like democracy works. We not talk like capitalism works. Capitalism works for the private sector. Capitalism works for the private sector, not for the ordinary man on the street. Anyway, my people, I go fry dumpling and pear, you know, because of that my mind give me for. I go fry dumpling and eat it with pear. Yes, dumpling and pear. That my mind give me for. And that I want to eat dumpling and pear, fried dumpling and pear. Thank you all for being here this morning, this afternoon on the Global Television Group. Real sweet, Simone Beckford, how are you? Thanks for being here this morning. Make sure you hit the like button before me get in Issy Fit and all that jazz. I hate to hear them come with the social housing nonsense because they don't understand it. They really don't understand it. Yes, that's how you know you can come for some. They really don't understand. No problem, Patricia. They really don't understand the concept of social housing. And it is irritating to see how them go around and try blind the nation all the while about the social housing base. It's really not. It's a propaganda. It's a lie. That's not social housing. I'm not taking away from the Prime Minister that he's building a few houses here or there for people. I'm not taking away that from him. Lynette Barnett. But do not, Prime Minister, don't call it a social housing project. It's just not. Yes, we accept to build a few houses here and there for people. Yes, we accept that. That is welcome. A lot of people benefit from that 1-1 cocoa. Me now say them no benefit. Head teacher Cape and TikTok. Wow. Me now say them no benefit from the 1-1 cocoa of those free houses that the Prime Minister is building for people. But to call it social housing, it's not social housing. That's not what the concept of social housing is. The concept is to make homes accessible, affordable, therefore lifting more people out of homelessness and squalid living. The rent income generated from the project go back into building more houses. It is not what the Jamaica Prime Minister is doing. And we shouldn't make him get up every day, get up and talk about social housing. So no, it's not. That's not how a social housing project is. Look at the project in America. Look at social housing in Britain. Look at the Libya social housing project before. Thieving, wicked, dirty, slimy. We don't know if my man or woman Obama go and mash up Libya, a country that would have lifted Africa. You don't know how me hate Obama? That man is a murderer. Anyway, thank you all for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. We're not going to make the murderer them get to it. Thank you all for being here this morning. Join us right back here. Landmark Steel, how are you? Join us right back here this even for the people's point of view, 11 p.m. UK time, and of course, 6 p.m. Eastern time. On the system, may I learn to get it right. 11 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So join us right back here this evening. Thank you all, and good morning, good afternoon from the Global Television Group.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.